Welcome back. Watch Your Lips podcast. Doesn't matter what episode.
74.
What matters is that if you're listening, go down and give 5 stars. Make sure you leave a comment on how much you love this podcast.
Yeah, because you guys haven't been doing that.
And also, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe, like, comment. Tell us how great it is.
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell.
Yes.
Follow. I'll do it for you, Burns.
Thank you.
On Instagram, Twitter, or X, TikTok, at WatchYourLips. Boys, how we doing? This is back to... No, we didn't do it last week, did we? Did we?
No.
Or did we?
No.
No, you were in Houston, weren't you?
That's right. You were
Houston,
gone.
yeah.
Hey,
You were
twice
in
in
Houston
2
for
weeks, though, or 3 weeks.
Hey.
Pretty good for our how we've been rolling.
Yeah, we're trying to get back.
We're kind of...
Football season.
We're going to kind of do a little bit of hit or die mix. Like not a little baseball to start this thing. I know we don't do a lot of it, but hit or die has been non-existent for months, which has been nice, I'll say.
Yeah?
I guess.
Oh, we can talk a little baseball.
But it's that time, dude.
Baseballs.
It's
Talk
that
about
it's
those Tigers, huh?
It's that time of year.
Right there.
First, let's talk about Pete Rose passed away Monday. Interestingly, you've met him and chatted with him. I got to meet and talk with him. Did you ever get to know? No. Just not every day.
Yeah.
You share a room with
me out.
Hey, I got to put you on blast.
Gosh.
You know what I loved, dude, is he'd wear that white hat. I don't know if when you met him, he wore a dress shirt with a white hat.
Was it that
all the time.
trucker looking hat where it went straight up?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Awesome guy. He was super down to earth. Wasn't didn't big league you at all. Gave you the time of day, and we got autographs. It was a great day. He was actually a guest speaker at a golf tournament for one of my customers, and we got invited and got to meet Pete. And he wasn't shy about saying how good he was.
No,
which I love.
Yeah.
I mean,
if you had records, you would probably you would brag about those records, right?
yeah, we brag about records here. But
that don't matter.
If it was me, absolutely.
Did we put his hit record as the unattainable when we talked about that?
Yeah, I think we did.
It's probably on there.
But what he said,
been a while.
What he said, his favorite when I talked to him, he said the best record that I hold is the most team wins.
Yeah, his wins record.
Nobody's going to beat that.
He said
you
that
think
publicly.
about it. If somebody played 19 seasons right now and they won 100 games every season, they'd still be 77 short. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And a team didn't even win 100 this year, right?
No,
nobody won 100.
Nobody won 100 games. No, lost over 100 games, but nobody won over it.
A White Sox.
I will say the pitch clock, all of that, I'm a fan. After going to the game, it keeps it going.
Yeah, that's not the one that I...
So you like driving 5 hours, sitting in the seats for an hour and a half, going to get a beer for a half hour and a hot dog, and then really
Basically
only watching an hour of a game?
Yeah, I don't mind it because all of the in between where pitchers step off, batters have to get out and readjust everything.
Well, with the way they use bullpens, the game definitely slows down.
Well,
Hey, once you get to the 6th inning, the game, it may be fast the first 5.
No, you're right.
Once bullpens start coming into play, the game slows drastically.
But even that transition is
you're a
fast.
pitcher of all of us here. You pitched.
Yeah.
Would you like it better if
I
you only
would
had?
love it. I'd love to pitch fast, just like the guy last night, the stew ball or whatever. He was just 5 seconds.
So if you're a tempo guy, you would like it.
Yes.
If you're not a tempo guy,
You need to
probably
learn to be
wouldn't
one.
like it.
I mean, the things that
They-
have turned me off to it is the pick over situation, the lack of the non-existence of the running game and holding the running game and keeping the running game in check.
But
Well, let's change the rules of Monopoly and chess and everything else while we're at it. We might as well.
football does the same thing. NFL does the same thing with changes and the way that they call certain
That
penalties.
doesn't mean that I like it.
I'm just saying
Burns?
all sports do it.
Well, let's change everything that we've all known.
I don't think this is changing everything. I don't know why you're
Making
so
the
upset
bases
about it.
bigger.
I was talking about the pitch clock. I didn't say
No,
I'm
I'm
talking
referring
about
to
everything
that,
in general,
I'm referring
Burns.
to the
All the rules.
running game part of it, of the bases picking over so many
Do you
times.
think it accomplished what they were trying to accomplish, more stolen bases? Because in the past few years prior to this, there wasn't that many.
I mean,
Ricky had
Henderson-
130 in one season.
A lot
and
of
he had
guys-
three
You guys weren't
seasons in a
listening. I
row.
said the past few
Well, of
years.
course, the
We
past.
are listening.
Well,
Ricky
it's
was in
only
the
been
back.
the past 2, and yeah, you've had records set in both years. That's no coincidence to me. And I'm an Acuna fan. I'm a Braves fan.
You're talking about with the expanded bases.
And the pitch. The
so
pick
it
over.
did what they wanted it to do, make it a little more exciting.
Well, the mittens is what's really getting them more stolen bases.
Yeah.
Like how many guys are stealing bags where I want to know the number of bags stolen where there's not even a throw down from the catcher.
Yeah, that's happening a lot.
So we've changed that. Like,
how
many more bags would other guys have? I've been saying this on Hit or Die for years. You listen all the time. We've harped on how records are going to change and the Hall of Fame's. Like, we're going to bring the standard down. And you're going to have guys that never get in or never got in for guys that get in that didn't do half of what a Gary Sheffield or other guys did.
I think you're mistaking me saying that.
No, I'm not. I'm just, this is my beefs.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
No,
I'm not pointing out any.
My beef is 100% with you liking a rule change of something that we're
going to get into beefs.
This has been a century, decades.
So nothing has changed in baseball over the last
Not
century.
the rules.
Yeah,
you don't change the rules of the game.
Balls,
the DH has changed.
Changes. They do it because they want to have a more watchable.
Okay. Let me ask you this.
Sport.
You're a pitcher, right?
You
want a bigger plate?
That.
You want a bigger plate or a smaller plate? What do you want?
I said nothing about the bases being bigger. You're not listening.
I'm asking
You're not
you
listening.
a question.
And I'm
we're past
can
that.
I hold on a second?
You moved on.
Okay, hold on. He's talking about
the pitch
one
count.
element.
And you're going into everything.
You're talking about all the elements.
Which includes that.
No, it does not.
Yeah, but he's
For
not.
me, it does. Yeah, it's
but you're not
It's
asking if he has a problem with the pick over or the big bases. You're assuming he does it because he doesn't mind one thing. Don't shake your head. Now you're getting
no, not at you. I'm shaking my head.
Either you. We're not fighting yet. We're not fighting yet. We're gonna fight, just not yet. He's a pitcher. Yes.
Ricky Henderson's on base, and you pick over
100 times,
and you hold again.
But I'm saying that's what bothers me because we've paid no attention
not
to it anymore.
The pitch clock being in place,
I hate it.
Makes it better for me to watch.
Yeah, and it makes it worse for me to watch.
I'm sorry that you are watching a worser program.
Couple that with all of the other rule changes.
You do that. I'm talking about one element. One element. Do I think a pitcher needs to pick over 700 times? No. I think it gets tedious and I think it gets ridiculous. I don't think there should be a limit on as low as it is because it makes, like Jake's saying, the pickoff not matter at all. So are certain rules a little bit worse? Yes. The pitch clock, better for me.
All right. Let me give you this. You like a rule that would help you. You're a tempo guy. You said that. You like to move fast. Okay. Let's shorten that plate up a little bit. Let's make it a little bit smaller for you as a pitcher. Okay. Would you like that?
I like the pitch clock.
I'm asking you a question that you're not answering. You're deflecting.
I'm not going to go into hypotheticals because that's not happening.
Well, that's what's been happening.
I mean, if you would have brought up expanded bases 5 years ago,
why not shrink the plate?
I would have said that's a hypothetical.
Right.
Okay, so a smaller plate also increases offense.
It's a hypothetical right now.
Just like bigger bases.
The pitch clock that makes the game.
I guess what Jeff's
all of them were hypotheticals. They're rule changes.
No, this isn't.
I'm asking you a specific question
about
as a
a hypothetical.
Yes. Because all of them started that way.
So the answer is going to be no.
Let's shrink the plate for you as a pitcher. Do you like that?
No pitcher wants a smaller
Did I say I like bigger bases?
That's my point, Jeff. He's not saying any of that stuff.
I like bigger bases. I'm not saying any of that.
I know, but you like
took it to heart
that
I said I like the pitch clock as a fan. As a fan, I never pitched with a pitch clock, so I don't know how it would be if I was a player pitching with it. As a fan, which is what we all are, I appreciate it.
I hate it live.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean
it's pointless to go to a baseball game.
Well, no, I mean.
It really is. I watch it on TV. It's fine. It's entertaining. Now it's an hour and a half and not 3 hours. But if I'm going to spend all day to go to a baseball game, we live in the Central Valley. We're going to go to L.A., San Diego, or San Francisco. Now you're going to drive more time than you're physically at the game.
Let's wrap it up.
That's all I'm saying.
No, wrap up the game faster. That's what I'm saying. That's my take on it.
No.
Hey, it's your money. It's your money. Feel how you want.
Yeah, it's been great.
I just don't like it that doesn't really bother me more than the other things that he's pointing out. The clock is the least of my problems with what this changes. That's all.
Just change the rules of chess too while we're at it, and Monopoly. Start it all with hotels. One guy doesn't get them and everybody else does. Let's see who
But
wins.
that's not how baseball is. Everybody is
kinda
playing
is.
against or with the same rules.
When you're fast, it's very helpful.
Everybody
that
has
the
the same
bases are
rules.
bigger.
Everybody has the same rules. So that
I agree with that.
okay. Well, your
Yeah, they all have the rules that suck.
Your analogy didn't work with Monopoly.
I'm
Everybody
saying let's
started
change
with
the rules of
hotels.
that to where one guy gets all the hotels.
All hotels.
Yeah.
You get less money for pass and go.
Yeah. You get no money, actually, Burns.
I don't
if you
care.
pass.
I
And
don't
forget about free parking.
we
because
went
Can
from
we address
Pete
something?
Rose-
You get so hot and bothered about it.
I take part of the blame because I started it this morning.
no, but I'm saying,
Yeah,
dude, it's
you came in hot.
That's my fault.
You're peacocking.
yeah, because I'm passionate about a game that there was nothing wrong with that you go and change. Why do you do that?
Is viewership up?
Viewership's
I don't
up just
know.
because more people are staying home.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
why.
know. I don't know if viewership is
it's
up or not.
But if it is,
Are there
I
more
can
people in the
imagine.
stands than there used to be when we were kids?
It's more expensive than it's ever been. I'll tell you that.
So that's why viewership's up.
like, did you notice now what does Motorola make that they're a sponsor for the Padres? What do they still make? Do you even know? Motorola
No
is
clue.
on the
They
sleeves.
probably make one of these.
now
oh, yeah, this.
they're on the and then they had the advertisements on the helmets. Did you see this?
I didn't see it. I
Yeah.
didn't watch much of that
We
game.
went down this advertising
I'm just,
road before.
you know, it was a little-
I disagree. I don't like them.
You don't like them?
Well, when you're
No,
paying
what-
players $1 billion, like you're gonna capital. Unless what they did too is they took that moment of COVID not having people in the seats to how do we make money without having fans, and now they're doing that plus the fans. It's a money thing. It's
Yep.
Well, back to Pete.
sorry, yeah, Pete Rose, man, that's unfortunate. I would have loved to been able to see him go into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. It's
Well, Donald
never.
Trump's trying to get him in.
I
He's
love it.
lobbying for him. I
I would
it.
love it. I hate that it didn't
He said
happen while he was
before
alive.
his funeral,
Yeah.
they need to let him in. I love it.
Do you think? Do you think they will?
He's banned. They're not going to let him
30
in.
plus years, dude.
Like if you didn't do it when he's alive, so it would almost be a slap in the face to do it now. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, as a fan, I'd love to see him go in.
Yeah.
I think he deserves to go in, but it would have been much more
Well, and it also
meaningful, I think,
for sure.
if he was alive to see it.
Well, and like
when
you
he
were,
fought his whole life for
you
it.
were like you were talking about today. The day before he died, he's signing autographs
In Nashville.
In Nashville.
Yeah.
Still giving back to the fans, still giving back to the game. I don't think that what he did as a manager should have ever affected what he did as a player.
How do you? I mean, you won, bro.
That was-
you
Yeah.
won. You were a part of the most wins ever in the game.
And then banned
and
from
that-
the
that's
so to
sport you
think
love.
that the guy was throwing games is no.
Exactly.
I don't know. It's a sad deal. I hate it, dude. I had the same experience. He couldn't have been nicer, dude. He was like he wanted to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like let's talk. And the guy told us too. When you wait, right? We bought some baseballs and stuff for him to sign, and the guy in front of us was like irritated, and we walked. Chad and I were in there, and I go, hey man, like. He goes, you guys gonna talk? We go, yeah, the guy seemed pretty mad. You know, it's like, it's freaking Pete Rose. Like, he goes, yeah, he just didn't have nothing to say. And he was upset. I'm like, what do you want me to, you're here, you're spending money here to get signed and you guys give you 40 minutes. He gave us almost an hour and we just bullshitted about everything. It was fun, man. It's just, yeah, definitely a Hall of Famer, no doubt.
Yep.
The guy made the All-Century team. Remember that?
He made 17 All-Star games when
Stupid.
they actually earned All-Star.
And played
Like
his
the fan-
ass off in those All-Star games.
It's like if the fandom's high and you're not a great baseball player, you still get in the All-Star game just because you get a fan vote.
Yeah, you're popular.
Yeah, but 17 years that he made it, you were the best. You were one of the best representing your league. So, I mean, RIP, Pete. That's a tough one.
So I did do a wild card kind of bracket, and I didn't post it. I did put everybody out there to vote, which thank you. There was a lot of people that voted. I think
voted.
I saw that.
I
I
voted.
did see who picked what teams. It's fun for me. I don't share that information.
Oh, we should share ours.
I'll share mine.
So
I don't
let's go ahead and
remember.
just because real quick. I mean, little. Actually, it's kind of nice talking some baseball. I haven't been able to do it in a long time. We do it privately, but The wild card games. NL.
Padres
Over the Braves last night.
Mets.
Now I did roll
I picked Mets too. I did.
as a fan of the Braves.
I know I did.
I picked the Padres. Just it's not easy to do.
Padres are hot, dude.
And I'll tell you this: I've had Dodger friends texting me, "I hope the Braves win."
Of course.
So that's kind of funny to hear. But Padres, Braves. You've got the Mets at the Brewers.
Mets.
Which I also went Mets. Okay.
Wow, we all went underdog.
You've got Kansas City at Baltimore. I chose Baltimore. They
I
lost
did too.
Lost game 1-1 nothing.
I did too.
Okay. All right. And then the Tigers at the Astros.
I picked the Astros.
I picked the Tigers.
I did not.
Hopefully their pitching today is not what it was yesterday.
Hopefully they hit today. They need to hit today.
Yeah.
So you guys, what teams, before we jump into some, change the topics and move on from baseball, I think if we keep going, we kind of have to keep following
Padres,
the postseason.
Phillies.
You're going
in the NL.
Okay. NLCS.
Uh-huh.
And who's going to the world? Do you want to wait to do that? That's your NL. Okay, we can wait.
Yeah.
Keep the people coming back.
Fine.
Who do
Give
you got
the people what they want.
in the NL? What are you thinking? I don't think the Dodgers have enough. It's the same thing for me every year with them. It's pitching. For a 7-game series, I just don't know if they're built. They're not built for that.
Well, and this year I think it's even worse for them. It's been up and down, but that lineup is so good, man.
It's insane.
I mean,
50-50, bro.
It's so good.
We'll get to that real quick. We can't not talk about that. But you're saying Phillies, Pods, and your NL.
NLCS?
yeah.
I'm good with that.
I said that this morning, I think, to somebody. So yeah, I'm with you on that. American League. Who do you like? I mean, the American League's a gauntlet.
I mean, I would like Baltimore and the Yankees if Baltimore can get through.
I think
KC.
they're on the same side, though.
Are they?
Yeah, Baltimore will play New York.
So New York's going to win that game.
And then you'll have Cleveland hosting the winner of Houston and Detroit. And Cleveland's got probably the best bullpen in baseball. Legit.
Okay, I'm going to hedge this.
one.
I'm going to hedge it. If Houston wins, they're going out. They're playing the Yankees in the ALCS.
Okay.
If they lose, it'll be the Guardians and the Yankees. And the Yankees will win.
I think it's Yankees Guardians.
Yeah.
And it's Yankees
Padres.
And the Padres win.
What series was
see
that? 2000?
They played?
They played in the World Series?
Yeah, and they got swept.
Paul
And
got
that was
swept?
Boch.
Ooh.
Bochy got swept.
Bottom 4-0-0.
I like Yankees.
Okay, so there's a chance.
Yankees Cleveland.
Saying there's a chance.
And to go to the World Series, we'll just have to wait and see how it plays out. But I like that, boys. Real quick, I mean, love him or hate him. I don't know
Buster
why.
Posey? I love him. I love him.
actually like it too.
Shohei.
President
But
of
Shohei 50-50. We can argue a lot of dumb stuff that doesn't matter. The guy's a freak, and in the greatest way. Paul, I don't mean that in any way offensive. Like he's incredible.
Yep.
Dog. I agree.
And my hot take for that is, I don't even know if I want him to pitch anymore. Personally,
I wouldn't want him to pitch this year.
well, I'm just saying, like
If I was the GM
I said it
for
on
the Dodgers.
Twitter Spaces or X, whatever. We did a Spaces thing last week. Maybe move him to the pen. Maybe move him like a closer spot.
Why throw him? What if
He's
something
just
happens
worth
and he can't even
so
hit?
much money to your organization just being in the lineup. Like how many road teams sell out because he's coming to town or the Dodgers are coming to town? Like I don't know if I'm risking him blowing up again. Personally.
If you want to win this year, which you won't,
Well, he
because
can't.
of Dave Roberts. But if you want to win, you're going to win with offense. You're not going to win with arms. That's not how the Dodgers win. They did win the West. Give credit where credit's due. They've dominated that division for a decade now. And if they want to continue to win in the postseason, he cannot throw.
But what about moving forward? That's what you were talking about.
If he
in
throws
future
next year,
years.
Yeah,
fine.
that's what I'm thinking.
Fine.
I just don't know. But I also feel like their window isn't.
At that point,
the Dodgers to win a World Series, that window's not his contract because Mookie's going to run out of time. Freddie Freeman's only got a few years left. Not only that, he's getting to just a older age of how much more productive is he going to be. I love him.
Yeah.
It's the Dodgers, dude. They're going to be good for
Yeah, they'll
years.
reload. That's just what they
it's not
do.
gonna
They've
matter.
got the money to spend, I guess. But
Yeah,
they had a lot of bad luck on the mound as far as health goes. So I just
so then you got to bring.
If I'm in the
Shohei-
front office for the Dodgers, yeah, you're throwing in 25. If your arm is good, you're throwing.
But
Because
then
we
if-
brought you for both reasons. We
how
didn't
does
bring you
that
for
hinder
one.
him?
like if he
offensively?
could, let's say he does
It
blow
didn't
up.
really
If he-
hinder him in
if he blows
No, I know because
Anaheim.
he didn't have surgery. Like, let's say there's something to where like I can't. It hurts to hit. I can't hit. Now you don't have him at all. I just think they're making money hand over fist. They're loaded on the mound. They just need some guys to stay healthy.
All right. Well,
Or pitch or be productive.
let's look at history.
But is he too good to not? He's too good to not have.
They don't have to have him.
I mean, no,
They've
on the
done it.
mound, no.
I know, but they don't have to have him in general. So they've done it without him.
I'm saying
They
now
did it
that you
without
do,
him
though.
with consistency. Like, again, give credit. I hate the Dodgers. Everybody knows that. But I'll give them credit. They didn't need Shohei.
No, they have Dave
Shohei,
Roberts.
has he elevated them? They're about the same.
Were they going to win the division with or without him? Is that what you're saying?
They did.
I'm saying is that what you're saying? Like,
Yeah. Do they have to have him? No.
but he makes that much, dude. He just makes you that much better.
Does he?
I do. Yes.
You won over
Yeah.
100 games without him. You lost.
He's just
didn't
another.
win 100 this
he's
year.
just another. It's like having a quarterback that can move. It's just another guy you got to account for.
I'm not saying you don't account for Shohei. You do.
I mean, he hit
but
50 something home runs as a leadoff hitter with 130 RBIs. Scored the most runs.
not saying that he doesn't matter. I'm saying they can do it without him. So I would risk it if I'm a GM and I brought you in and I'm paying you this amount of money over X amount of years. I'm going to get the most out of you for those years that we have you active, because we're going to be paying you when you're not active. So while
But they
you're
were
active,
gonna do that.
you need to do
whether
both.
he was pitching or hitting. That's part of his deal.
I know, but I'm saying with that
any
being part
type of
his
injury
deal,
that risks him not being in the lineup. Let's say he breaks his. I'm not even going to say anything. Knock on wood. I like watching him play. The guy. I never see him strike out.
I know.
I've seen him strike out once on TV this year.
Yeah, he's good.
Pretty impressive player.
I think they're just as good.
I don't disagree.
I mean, it gets
there,
guys
but the problem is they've been,
Taylor in the past, like Lux in the past. I mean, Muncy in the past that will step up in the playoffs and they just get timely hits, and then Roberts completely.
But in the
decimates
past,
them
they didn't
somehow.
have Shohei Ohtani, and they have him now. That's what I'm saying is
Will
now
it
that
put
you
him
have
over
him.
the top?
Okay, but then you didn't have Freeman before, and you were still doing it. Then you got Freeman, and you still did it. And then you got Shohei, and you still did it.
Yeah, but you're not.
So-
Are you on a different planet today? Are you
No,
on Earth?
I'm just realistic, dude. They don't have to have Shohei. I mean, yes, he's a generational talent. He's a great player, but
All I'm saying is I don't know if I'd want him to pitch.
and I'm saying that if I was the GM,
They have him.
and that's what we brought you in to do both. If you were healthy,
And what
that's
I'm
you
saying
do.
is they don't need him to pitch. They just won the division without him on the mound, or Bueller, or
But you also
Dustin
just
May.
said that they don't have enough pitching to
Right?
get through
Do
a
they have enough
7-game
pitching
series.
right now to get? Do they have enough guys? Do they have legit, bona fide guys?
I don't think they had enough to win the division, and they still did it.
So why would you let Shohei Ohtani pitch?
I said this year, no.
I don't think he can pitch
Yeah, I
right
don't
now.
think he has-
He's not even cleared to throw yet.
Not this year.
Do we even want to talk about Fresno State football?
Oh gosh, the mood's already a little tense in here.
It's going to
boys.
get worse. I'm just warning you.
So maybe this is where we all can agree, and then we move on.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
But is there any dogs that need to go home?
Mikey Keene needs to go home. Quit blaming the offensive line. Like they literally hike the ball and he'll take 15 steps back.
Yes.
Step in the pocket, throw the ball. You underthrew your receivers twice and got picked off because you were scampering backwards. Like, dude, I get your O-line's collapsing. Get rid of the ball quicker. Go
Well,
back
but
to old Fresno State ways of Pat Hill, run the ball down their throat and throw the wide receiver screen.
Well,
you've got athletic guys on the edge. Like, dude, just throw to them. What are we doing? Why are we taking so long to throw the football?
Well, and I think we take a lot of shots. Like a lot of plays got to develop.
Okay, but how many of those?
And it's like he
are
doesn't have time
because
for
of
that.
him?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
dude,
But
you
I'm
wanna
saying
step back 15 yards.
that's the problem. So
I'm agreeing with you.
It's
I know.
not that there's no pocket. It's that he steps back so far that it looks like they can just go around the outside all day long. They don't have to worry about the middle, the pocket, none of that. It's just right around the edges.
No, if they get past the line, it's him and a bunch of grass.
Yeah, that's
what it is.
exactly.
Because he steps so far away from his line.
He does.
He's like a punter.
Well, at one point, yeah, exactly.
Way back there.
At one point, he threw like a, 15, 20-yard pass. It just got back to the line of scrimmage. And you're throwing the balls in the air for 15 yards
Look,
right there?
I don't know if we have anything better than Mikey Keene, but I am just not the
You
biggest
think it's
fan.
time for another look from somebody else?
I think if we're going to play like that, we go into a second half down that much that he's not going out on the field. This is the first time in a long time that I'm actually nervous we may not qualify for a bowl game after that performance. And we have some weak games coming up. We drop one to Nevada or Hawaii. We lose one of those games, we're in trouble. Because Washington State's coming to town. We got to play UCLA.
At UCLA.
Like, it's not good.
No.
Will that Georgia-Bama game go down as one of the best ever, or for sure one of the best of the year?
Yeah.
And how impressive.
I mean, it's kind of like nothing's like Boise State, Oklahoma when Peterson was there.
that's a.
I mean, that's probably
Even that USC Texas
yeah.
finish.
Yeah, USC Fresno State was a really good game.
David
I mean,
Carr,
it's up there.
Auburn, Alabama finish a few years ago.
Yeah, it's up there in the top 10, I would say.
I stopped watching that game because I thought
Is the band on the field now going backwards on the list? Cal? Was that Cal Stanford, by the way? What game? I know it was Cal, but when the band was on the field, then they won the game.
Oh yeah,
Is that
and they got
that
pummeled?
Yeah,
is
they
that
had to
game
blast them.
going down on the list? You think going backwards?
I think it
I
might
think
be. Yeah.
at least because of recency bias. That was a hard word to say.
But Kalen DeBoer.
Yeah, I hate it, and I love it.
Hey,
And they have
I
a 17-year-old wide receiver.
Dude,
that's
I loved the kill everybody, by the way.
I didn't see this.
He had this eye black and it said kill everybody, like the program,
Yeah.
the movie. That's what it was. I mean, that's what I took it as.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Williams.
Yeah.
He's
Dude, that was
Ryan Williams
sick.
is a
He's a
stud.
I hate it and I love it because, like, I mean, I've said it. I mean, I
DeBoer.
didn't want to, you hate it losing guys like that.
Yeah.
Who?
DeBoer.
Yeah.
He's a winner.
He is a winner.
Where name a place he hasn't had success at and hasn't won.
Hey, name a place
Every one of them.
that you can go in and you can replace Nick Saban and and pick up right where you left off. Like normally there's drop off, right? I mean, they're typically
A little bit,
there's-
yeah. A little bit.
But do you think that Nick Saban retiring allowed them to go and find like the top free agent head coach? And so what that does is it allows a lot of the recruits that Nick Saban brought in to stay because they know DeBoer's a winner. He was in the national championship.
I think that's part of it.
I'm
for
not
sure.
taking anything away from DeBoer. I think he's a great coach, but he's not walking in and having to fully recruit and start over. And like he was set up for success. Not
yeah,
everybody
but
would have done it. I'm not saying that, but
I look at this year is going to be telling, but last year was unreal. To turn Washington
Yeah.
around and go into the national championship against that Michigan team. I mean, it impressive.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, he may go down as one of the winningest coaches ever, if not the winningest coach.
yeah, he's good.
Based on his head coaching record. Depending on how long he wants to do this, at Alabama, he's set up perfect. They got the right guy.
Yeah.
I hate Alabama. I hate Georgia. But for the first time, I was rooting for DeBoer. Not Alabama, but I wanted him to win.
Fair.
Anything left on the Dogs? I mean,
We got to get better.
thank God it's a bye week. Dogs or die, of course. but I think it's okay to critique. It should be critiqued. There should be people got to talk about it, right? I mean, again,
we need to talk about it.
We've grown up going and supporting. Like,
Look, I'm going to stick by what I said last episode, that I'm not moving on from Skipper. But if you don't make a bowl game, you have to go and look. You have to go nationally.
Open it up.
You have to.
Yeah.
There's just no way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go into a new conference and expect to get a bunch of money and put a 6-win team out on the field.
Yeah.
You just can't.
Well, and you don't know who's going to fill up the Pac-12, so now you're going to be recruiting against other teams. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully they rebound. I'd love to see Skipper stay. Pedigree's there.
Was there a reason we calmed down, or?
I don't know. I'm about ready to go to the NFL and fire it right back up.
I think that's why we calmed down. To make
I keep smelling the pizza out in the it's going to be a short episode, y'all.
So is Rodgers done? Let's talk about Rodgers right away. He's done, right?
No.
Listen, you got rid of Zach. Everybody hated on Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson's the problem. Are the Jets any better right now with Aaron Rodgers? I'm just being honest. I'm asking a question.
According to Burns, it was probably the weather, right?
I'm asking because I didn't see their game. I did. It was raining.
Yes, it was a downpour, a torrential downpour.
No, it was not.
Yeah, the heavens
point
and the skies.
You're on the clock, by the way. This is a debate.
Everything.
Yeah,
Whoa, you're like those moderators, huh? You're giving.
I'm
going to
fact check the shit out of you.
How about this? I just take my time. That was
Excuse
Aaron
me.
Rodgers.
I'm speaking.
First.
I'm speaking.
Are you going to turn off my mic?
Yeah.
Don't do it.
He's muted.
Aaron Rodgers' first game back in that type of weather. Okay. There's all kinds of issues with the cadence right now, as I heard to earlier. And that's Aaron Rodgers' game. So if there's issues with the line jumping off and doing all of that, that's going to be a problem. They'll figure it out.
But that was an issue just in that game, and that's what Rodgers said. Like, it hasn't been an issue up until today.
Yeah.
So why did it happen in Game 4?
It's early in the season.
And have we not seen a little friction between him and Saleh?
It does seem like that. There could be, but I think it's fine. I mean, Rodgers is who he is, and Saleh is who he is. Though he'll be fine. The week before, what he looked like, I think we'll see more of that than what we saw this last weekend.
Jeff?
You could disagree.
So on primetime, he did.
Do you disagree? Do you think it's time to?
I think
move on.
I think we've said this the last I have the last 2 or 3 years that he's starting to dwindle.
When did he win his last MVP? 3 years ago.
It's a long time.
Yeah, 21.
Yeah, but you just said in the last
Achilles,
2 to 3 years,
and
an
Achilles.
I think he won it in 21, right?
3 years ago.
And we started this in 22. Is that right?
I have no idea.
This?
Yeah, and then this is what I'm saying.
But you said 2 or 3, so I'm getting caught up in the semantics. So you're meaning in the past 2 years he's looked not as good?
Well, he just carried the flag out and got one play last year, so I don't think that's fair. But I think his last year in Green Bay is fair, right? Where we kept saying he hasn't thrown for 200 yards, he hasn't thrown for 200 yards. You were here for that, right? And he wasn't. Okay.
Did they make the playoffs that year? They didn't?
They did. They lost to the Niners again.
Yeah.
At home.
And winning, we established earlier in this episode, is what matters.
We're not going backwards. We're focusing on the future.
Pete Rose said to
winning
you guys.
has never not mattered, Burns. Have I ever said winning doesn't matter? Have I ever said that in my life, in anything?
Yeah, you're saying.
Have I ever not wanted to win?
You're implying it. You're implying that winning doesn't
I will
matter
say,
by
and
saying
Jeff,
that
I'm
Rodgers
implying that
down.
Rodgers is going downhill. And you're fighting that at 40. He can't scramble the way he used to.
I think he's our age. He's closer to 40.
No, he's
42, 41, is he? Yeah,
40.
I'm 41.
40. He's 40.
Is he?
I don't know.
He's going down.
you would know.
41.
He's going downhill. And the Jets are fast. They're a Mike Williams, Alan Lazard injury away of disaster again, which is going to happen. They both get hurt every year. They're not going to make the playoffs. I'm telling you right now. You lost to Bo Nix. Has 4 starts. He threw for 76 yards.
Yeah, he had -7 in the first half.
Right, but he threw for 76 yards. He found a way to win.
Did the defense find a way? Like,
If anything,
how much?
Dude, Denver's defense is good, but so is the Jets.
But maybe there is something to weather kind of playing a maybe not a massive role. I'm gonna stay on both sides here.
I don't know. Bo Nix shredded the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The week
know,
before.
but 76 yards is not shredding anybody.
Yeah. I didn't say that.
So
I know that,
what
but
do you mean by that?
the elements
Aaron
were
Rodgers
different.
Shredded whoever they played the week before too. So what's that reference to?
He lost to Bo Nix,
who shredded whoever you said the week before. So you're giving him his kudos and then saying he's Bo Nix.
He is Bo Nix, and he just beat Aaron Rodgers.
This is going so well because this is going to get real nasty.
No,
real
all
we're,
I'm saying is he's going downhill, and you want to agree that he's still the same
you don't
guy.
think
I don't think he's the same guy, but I think
so
he's
then
still
he's going
winning,
downhill. You agree?
He's still a winning quarterback,
can we say it this way, Burns?
Do you he needs to?
Do you think the Jets need to look for
the future?
Yes,
well,
now, like in the draft?
Of course they do.
Okay.
I mean.
So then
he's not Tom Brady. He's not going to play.
So something happened yesterday.
45.
Devontae's now on the market.
Devontae's not going to the Jets.
Like that would be a bad idea for me. I'm thinking I need to evaluate the future of this position. What are you going to trade to get him? What are you going? You can't give up draft picks.
Give him Hassan Reddick. Give the Raiders Hassan Reddick. Let them deal with it. Send Devontae and give him a third rounder.
He's going to end up more pissed off if he goes to the Jets than he is right now.
He told you?
No, think about it. If Rodgers is there for a year,
he told you,
or maybe 2, and it goes downhill for whatever reason, he gets hurt again, and he retires, I think he's in a worse spot in New York than he would be in Vegas had he stayed there.
So look at it from this. He can renegotiate the next 2 years after this year on his contract. Devontae can. Right?
Okay.
So what if they're trying to win a Super Bowl this year, bring him in one and done. If he wants to go next year, if Rodgers goes, and everybody's happy. They win a Super Bowl.
They won't win a Super Bowl.
It was a hypothetical.
They won't.
Wait, you don't? I thought you didn't want to answer hypotheticals. Now you're asking hypotheticals. What the hell's going on here?
What is happening?
Jets aren't making the playoffs. Devontae's not going there. If he goes there, it's not going to be good.
It's a Cleveland Browns situation.
It's where they go.
No, I think it's a Vegas situation. I mean, you brought him in for Derek Carr. Derek Carr is gone.
Gets fired.
Same thing with Rodgers. If Rodgers is gone, but he chooses a different path and retires on his own, or they force him to retire because he can't perform like he used to and what they paid him to do, then Davante Adams is sitting there in New York with the same issue that the Jets have had since Mark Sanchez.
The butt fumble.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be horrendous. So if I'm Davante Adams, I'll go to the Saints. I'll go to the Commanders. If the Raiders are dumb enough to send him to the Chiefs, best spot for him to go.
Yeah, I agree.
But I don't think they'll do that.
I don't think they will either.
I think he's going to the NFC.
Is this how badly
a lot of talk.
Josh McDaniels destroyed the Raiders? Because he's the reason Carr.
I mean, yeah, he's a big part of it. But
between that and the ownership,
you want to talk about something that isn't stable? The Raiders.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Bill Belichick's coaching
They haven't been stable.
The Dolphins quarterback position.
Very unstable. Very.
I mean,
yeah, the Raiders are not stable and haven't been. For a long time.
We talked kind of briefly before, but some of the landing spots for Devontae.
I think Chiefs, Commanders, Saints for me.
The Bills were another.
Oh, Bills is good.
Steelers were another one too.
It'd be interesting to see what happens. Obviously, something we will follow up.
For 300 and something.
You also mentioned Tyreek is probably going to be another guy here that's trade possibility.
If we're not going to get a quarterback that can run a complicated offense like Mike McDaniel, the genius, runs, then I mean, we can't bring in an idiot.
So I'm just going to let you know, people that are listening. We probably had other things that we were going to talk about. This might be the end of it.
This is the 2 hour.
This
not being a
No, I don't think this is the end of it. I mean,
all right.
This is just the beginning.
I just felt like I brought this up, and it's probably going to get maybe a little heated. We'll see. I just kind of like we had a debate last time about Josh McDaniels and the genius of
Mike
McDaniel. Sorry,
with the vertical offense. Yeah,
great Great coach. No arguments for me. The genius part, though, is like, that's where I questioned it last time, right? And so I said to Jeff, if he's a genius, how come he doesn't have a plan of action for a quarterback who's had multiple seasons of health issues, mainly concussions, to fill his role when he's hurt?
Well, you would be under the assumption then that he has complete control over the entire roster.
I'm just saying.
So they do have a salary cap, Jake, where they drafted Skylar Thompson.
How much does a backup quarterback really cost?
Well, nothing when you have Skylar Thompson, who can run the offense efficiently. Not great, but he understands it.
Not even for a full game.
So
he looked rough in the game that he started, Skylar Thompson.
Yeah. I'm saying my point is
he also played in a playoff game.
How long is
and almost beat the Bills. He's had 5 games.
Yeah.
But he understands the offense, is what I'm saying. Tyler Huntley clearly did not. They had 11.
But that's not his fault.
Is that a coaching problem?
That's not his fault.
You bring him in and expect him to start. When Pasternaut went to the Vikings, he started week 1. I know he fell off, but he started week 1, and they had a very good game plan for him, limited play calls, and he was successful.
He's a Pasternaut. Do you think he could figure out the vertical genius offense that Mike McDaniel has put in play?
Anywhere else. He didn't figure out a lot of offenses. He didn't have those kind of games anywhere else prior to that.
I don't think just having that game, I think he understood the offense. I think he can
they came out and said it was
what,
very limited. Like the plays that they were calling for him were very limited.
And you know what Kevin O'Connell
Justin
did?
Jefferson out there, who's he's a genius wide receiver, and in wherever Fishy Town you have Tyreek Hill, who's supposed to be a genius. So those guys should elevate the play.
Well, I mean, I think when you're putting genius on somebody, when you create a vertical offense that has never been seen before, and it's as successful as it was in year 1.
Year 1, where
and year 2 was better because he led everybody.
But to call him a genius because of that, what has he won?
He created an offense.
But what did he win?
What?
What has he won?
He went to the playoffs in the first 2 years for a team that hadn't won a playoff game and still hasn't since 2000.
Okay,
but he's giving them the opportunity to win.
I'm saying a genius has a backup plan.
Like a backup quarterback?
Like there's always there's plan A and then there's plan B, and there's no plan B there. Skylar Thompson's not a plan B.
There's also a hierarchy that you have to follow, that you don't get to make that decision. Do you think that he would want to bring somebody else in right now? Do you think they're having those conversations? I think he probably is. You know what those conversations are probably going to end with? We don't have the money, Mike. We don't have the money.
They have like $8 to $10 million to pay somebody, because that's what these.
Who are they going to pay? Tannehill?
Or figure out something with the Steelers and get Wilson down there.
Well, you had a bunch. I mean, Flacco just won with the Colts.
Malik Willis won.
Justin Fields was 3-0. And all those guys were available in the offseason. So a genius would have found a sufficient replacement for when and if Tua goes down. That was all I was trying to say.
Okay, and that is
like if something goes down with our machine, our starting quarterback, I got a plan B if something goes down with the machine to keep working efficiently. That's all.
Does that machine have to be operated?
Yeah.
All right, put somebody in there.
There's 5 guys that can operate that machine.
I know, but get somebody off the street, give them 2 weeks, and don't tell them what it is. Okay, give them 1 week to prepare.
Then I'm a genius because I can have somebody on that machine working it in 4 hours.
But what
that's
you can't,
a coach.
What you can't do,
that's a coach.
What you can't do is you can't teach them Mike McDaniel's
no,
offense
and I'm not talking about Huntley. How long has Skylar Thompson been the backup? How many years?
2 years.
2 seasons?
Yeah. And he got 4.
One too many.
He got 3 opportunities. And do you know who he played? Those games were not easy games.
So you feel like when Skylar Thompson's in there, you really feel like you trust.
I don't feel confident.
Okay.
I don't feel confident that he's going to win football games, but I feel confident enough that he's going to protect the ball enough, and he's going to run the offense the way that it's supposed to be run, and that they can be efficient. So if the game plan works in their favor and the defense gets a turnover or 2, they're going to win the football game. With Tyler Huntley and Boyle, they're not going to do it. Boyle's already hurt. He played like 6 snaps and something's wrong with him. So now you have to go to the 4th string. So you saying, okay, well, McDaniel, he's not a genius. Okay, you have a 6th-round pick that you spend no money on that understands your offense, that can run it and play in a playoff game and take the Bills down to the final stretch of that game, okay? That's efficient.
No, it's not. If it was efficient, they'd have won. I mean, it is. It's one game. The Bengals almost won the Super Bowl. Like a bunch of teams almost won games.
Isn't a coaching genius their plan B not necessarily about the personnel and meaning, that he has Tua, here's the game plan.
Like even McCarthy got Trey Lance.
He has Sky
like most
Thompson.
teams have a pretty decent backup plan.
But even at that, with what you're saying, use what?
Would you take Trey Lance or Skylar Thompson? You tell me. You would take.
I have no idea.
You would take a 1st-round pick over your backup right now. Yes. You don't have to. I'll answer it for you.
You'd take Bryce Young, the number 1 overall pick,
over Skylar,
over Trey Lance.
You think Bryce Young? He's supposed to be a pretty smart guy. You think he can go down there and run it?
Could he run it? Yes. Could he be successful? I don't know.
What offense isn't vertical? I'm trying to understand what a vertical.
Nothing.
Everybody
like
throws
McDaniel.
the ball vertically.
They do.
Everybody vertical passing. That is every play. Every team vertically throws the football
as much as Miami.
I don't know,
and as creative as Miami.
But I mean, just because you throw it more doesn't mean you created an offense.
But then,
you're talking just going deep.
One quarterback.
A vertical offense. The way that they do it is there's 3 options. There's not one. There's not one guy running a go route. There's 3 guys, and then they open up the run game, and they'll dump it off to Achane. And that's what Tua did. And what did Achane do in the first 2 games? He went apeshit. Why? Because you're threatened downfield. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle are threatening you downfield, and you open up the run game.
So a coaching genius would see that that's not working with the backups and change that.
But isn't that...
Do you know why Miami can't score points? Because they can't throw the ball downfield.
That's what I just said.
There's no threat vertically. There's no threat vertically. Nobody can do it, Kevin.
And if that's the nucleus, you as a genius, I have an alternate plan for the nucleus. The biggest part of your team, you have nothing behind that. To me, that's not a genius.
That has you're putting that all on him.
You're saying like the creative.
He controls the entire salary cap now. There's nobody ahead of him. Sitting around.
He's got more input on who was on that roster than you were giving the credit for. Who cuts the players? Like when you know what I mean. Like when they say coach wants to see it.
You think he wanted to get rid of Wilkins?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
He didn't.
You can't sit here and say he has no say.
I didn't say he didn't have any say.
He's the coach.
But you just paid Tua a shitload of money. So you're going to go out and pay somebody another 10 to 12 or $14 million to get them in for a year?
Well, considering how many years in a row Tua's been down for multiple games, yes, I am.
Okay, so it's been 1 year that he was down for multiple games.
We're in year 2 now.
Yeah, and is that by his choice or is it by the Miami Dolphins franchise?
Doesn't matter by anybody's choice. It's what happened. It's reality.
Okay, Malik Neighbors just had a concussion. He's going to be back. What if he has 2? Is he now the same? Is he in the same boat as Tua? We're going to shut Malik Neighbors down. He's a rookie. He gets 2 concussions by week 6. Are we going to shut him down? No, he's a receiver. He's going to keep playing. You know why? He gets cleared. Tua is only in the situation because of the reaction that he got in the Bengals game. You're just
saying that the reason why they can't perform is they don't have a quarterback. And if I'm a genius...
You've said that. You've said that multiple times.
Did you say they're not winning because they can't throw the ball downfield? Yeah. You just said that.
Skylar Thompson can. He's hurt.
So
that's their backup option. I'm not saying it's the best option.
And is that a good backup option?
I never said it was the best option to have.
That's where I'm questioning his genius.
That has nothing to do with his offense. He's capable, is what I'm telling you. He's proven to be capable
in one specific offense, is what you're saying.
He's capable in that offense to run it. Yes.
Tyler
Huntley is not.
Shouldn't a good genius coach be able to adjust based on your personnel?
And he did with Skylar Thompson. He had to play in a playoff game in Buffalo against Buffalo and took him to the wire. What are you talking about?
You said Skylar Thompson could throw it down the field, so he didn't have to change much. And that's one game, one playoff they lost. So I don't think.
And Achane's still the running back. So how much does Huntley really have to know?
Well, he can't throw behind the runner. That's a backwards pass.
But what he's saying is, well, why don't you
can't
play and call accordingly to the personnel you have?
Okay, I think
you're trying to
go
be
in
something
circles because you guys aren't watching the football game like I am.
I mean, I watched them score 6 points. That's what I watched. 6 points on the
right,
board.
and do you know why?
At home.
They kept getting backed up because of people. He was motioning them wrong. How many illegal motion penalties did they have?
I don't know.
So does
A
that
ton.
go back to why are you calling plays that are complicated with a guy that was been there a week? If
Why
you're the
not
head
in the
coach,
offseason?
make it simple.
And the
Do you
second
not
half, he
find somebody
didn't.
to do it?
He ran on 4th and 20 because he knew Huntley couldn't do it.
I
Weren't
think
they
the
down
only
by
thing
like
the
15?
only grace I could give him in the genius thing is that they had nobody left. They had to go sign him to play Monday night. They didn't have any other options. You are right in that. Nobody was going to win that game on Monday for Miami.
I don't know, dude. Tua just led the league last year in passing.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, again, a situation where Tua goes down and the Dolphins are now, the season's a wrap unless he comes back.
I think it's still a wrap if he comes back.
You think so? I don't know. I don't think so.
He's out till week 8. You can't go 1-6. You're going to go 1-6 and then you're going to bring him back? Why? Might as well hold him out now and play with Thompson the rest of the year and be lucky to win 4 games and then draft somebody. Or trade Tyreek and get a first-round draft pick and get a capable backup. That's what you should do. Go get Malik Willis right now. Get a first-round pick and Malik Willis from Green Bay and give him Tyreek Hill.
You're going to see a lot of guys.
I don't think Malik is going anywhere.
No, I think you're going to see guys in the offseason that are
I'm
available.
just saying, I'm using him as an example. He's a capable backup. Could he run the offense?
There'll be others.
He might suck in Miami. He may not. It may be too confusing for him. I have no idea.
He's with LaFleur. I won't say genius, but a good coach who has a pretty good offense himself.
LaFleur has a great offense.
Yeah.
And they're all different, by the way. McVay's is different. Shanahan's is different. LaFleur's is different. And McDaniel's is different.
Oh, I see. You're setting it up to say that they're not from the Shanahan coaching tree.
They're not from Kyle Shanahan's coaching tree. No, they're not. Nobody is. Saleh is. He's not doing very good.
So the one
he was a
that's like-
defensive guy.
the one
Yeah,
that
but
hasn't done anything is-
you can't put their lack of success on Shanahan because he's still winning. He's still successful.
None of them had any lack of success. They've all been successful. They coached with him, but they all coached under his dad. All of them.
I mean,
so you give the credit to the dad. We went through this.
who'd they get hired under? Who hired? Where
Mike.
did they? Okay.
Mike hired all of them.
Who
did
did they
learn
leave
the
from?
most?
Who
Yeah.
did they get their head coaching jobs while they were working under who?
Who'd they get their head coaching jobs?
Yeah, they were
under?
coaching under a specific coach, and from that coach, they all landed head coaching jobs.
Well, you might want to be careful here because you need to look it up.
No,
They didn't all leave from Kyle Shanahan.
okay, who didn't?
Who didn't?
Which one of those four didn't?
McVay? LaFleur?
But
Where were they before?
Were they in Washington under
So I think it's there's
They
an
were under
argument here.
Washington.
Yes, they were all.
and
under
then where'd they go
Washington.
after that?
under Washington.
Did LaFleur go from Washington?
Well, McDaniel also went to the Falcons. He wasn't just with the Niners.
I know, but where did he get hired from Miami from?
This gets muddy because.
But where did he get hired from Miami from? He left.
He was the offensive coordinator.
for who?
Yeah, for the Niners.
Okay,
the
that's
offensive
what I'm
coordinator.
saying. So you can't say they're not a part of the tree.
They're not a part of his tree. They all came from the same tree. There can only be one tree.
We all
and there's
came from
branches to the tree.
of life. Sorry, I had
Is
to
there
throw
one
that in
tree?
there. The tree of life.
There is one tree.
And it's Mike Shanahan. That's the tree.
I mean, he didn't get him in Miami though. How long's Mike Shanahan?
He was on a bicycle, dude.
How long has he not been coaching?
for Mike Shanahan?
How long has he not been coaching?
Who?
Mike Shanahan.
I have no idea. I'd have to look it up.
And McDaniel got his head coaching job how many years ago? 3?
3 now, yeah.
I'm saying Mike Shanahan's been out of the game a lot longer than Mike McDaniel's been the head coach in Miami.
I think you should go back and look what Kyle said about Mike when he left.
Mike McDaniel?
Yeah.
McDaniel? What'd he say?
Go look it up.
I think
Well, I
when
wanna know.
I
I
think
wanna
when he
know
got
right
hired
now.
in Miami,
I mean,
Kyle
that
Shanahan
offense-
was the head coach in San Francisco. That's what I think.
And
think so.
Kyle gave a lot of credit to Mike.
Of course, nobody's doubting.
Well, that's
About-
that's
that-
And then he
wasn't-
goes and does it on his own.
That's
he-
a guy that's going to go spread his wings on Kyle Shanahan's tree. So yeah, he's going to give credit to him. I would too. If I taught you how to do a lot of things in life, I would be very, very proud to say you are great. You're wonderful. Obviously, I was the one that did it, but you're great. I taught you it.
And I don't think Kyle can say that.
I think it's for our audience to decide.
Well, we clearly have a ton of Niner fans that listen. We do.
That was deliberate. You know why we
Oh, because you're going to say it's bias.
It is biased. We live on the
I'm
West
not.
Coast.
I hate the Niners.
I don't like the
I
Niners
don't-
either.
I don't
and I do
dislike
like
the Niners.
I like McDaniel.
I do.
I don't dislike the Niners. I don't dislike Kyle Shanahan, but I'm not going to sit here and say that Kyle Shanahan gets all the credit for all these guys winning. Mike does.
Well,
Mike
and
won more
who was
Super
it?
Bowls than all of them
Didn't
combined.
Mike learn under the West Coast offense up here?
Yeah.
And we talked about that.
Yeah.
So maybe Bill Walsh should have the credit
and
for
I
everybody.
said that Bill Walsh should.
I think I said
don't
that,
agree.
but
I don't agree that should be the case. And
no.
I mean, if we're
all
using
take
his-
Everybody's got a mentor. Everybody's learned
Yeah.
from somebody. Like
yeah, a lot of
McDaniel
them
learned from
from
Kyle.
Mike.
and Kyle's
All right,
spread
so-
his wings and the tree's grown a little bit.
That's right.
You know, there's a little fruit on that tree.
I mean,
Any
to me, they're all blossoms to Mike's tree.
any
I've said that.
I've said that.
what do we call them?
Calm your lips.
Calm your lips.
Oh,
I still smelling that pizza, boys.
Jalen Phillips has a season-ending knee injury.
I saw
again.
that, dude. That's
All right, that's awesome.
who?
Hang on. Here, Burns. Okay. Calm your lips. I worked on this on the way here, boys. Okay. The Commanders are going to win the NFC East.
I could see it happening.
yeah.
We need a yes or no.
I want to know why this
Yes.
thing's doing that. Yes, I'll go yes too.
So we all agree. The
Yeah.
Eagles aren't going to be
They're in disarray.
just because of injuries, you think? Or do you think a lot of that has to do with Hurts? Well, don't answer
Okay.
that because we might have to calm our lips later.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. Expand on
The
this.
Colts need to move on from Anthony Richardson.
Well, calm your lips.
Yeah, calm your lips. It's too soon. But
And you guys,
They're close.
weren't you saying earlier that Joe Flacco?
I just said he won. I mean,
This
that's
year,
a fact.
yeah.
So, I mean,
but
did he not win?
I don't think he won. I think he threw one touchdown while he was in there, and he threw for about, 112 yards?
I mean, it's a new offense,
We're not moving
It's
on from
brand new.
Anthony Richardson yet.
brand new offense, and he
All
won.
right.
He's a winner.
Doug Peterson's going to be the first fired coach, and that's going to be by week 8.
yes.
Yeah, I would agree with that. If it happens, it's him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this isn't a Trevor Lawrence issue, huh? This is
No, I think
think
there's
it's-
blame to go around. Yeah. But he's the head coach.
Yeah,
it
they're-
starts with him.
That's who they fire.
But
first.
think about
They
this.
just paid
You know,
Trevor
you're
Lawrence.
looking at now with Urban Meyer. Like maybe there is a personnel problem there.
all I'm saying is, I mean, we kind of talked about this a little bit before. Doug Peterson's a proven winner too, and Trevor Lawrence can't figure it out.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
just
all on Doug.
no. I think that's the way of the NFL. The head coach goes down. They just paid
Okay.
Trevor Lawrence.
They
right?
did.
They're not moving on
They're going
yet.
to eat that contract.
Browns, where everybody goes to die, apparently.
They made the playoffs last year, didn't they?
Yeah, they're not going to do that this year, and they need to bench Deshaun Watson.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
I
that
can
$240 million guaranteed money, we're going to bench him.
There's not a person out there that didn't think was a stupid contract. Yes. Agreed.
Yes, agreed.
Bench his
All
ass.
right, let's bench him. Hurts is the main reason the Eagles are spiraling.
No.
Jalen Hurts.
No, I mean, not having although there is an argument to winning without one guy. So maybe. He's definitely part of it.
I don't think he's the only thing.
No,
The
he's
only one.
definitely part of
I
it.
mean, it never bothered Mahomes.
No.
It never bothered Brady. We're going to say he's one of the greatest in the game right now.
Oh, I don't
Jalen
think
Hurts.
No, I'm not on that train.
I don't
Well,
think
everybody
that.
thinks he's a top 3 to 4 quarterback
Well, they
in the
didn't
game.
talk to me because I don't think that.
He can't cough up the football like he has been. He's a big reason to blame, but I think injuries are the reason.
Yeah, I agree.
Speaking of injuries, Rashee Rice, his injury ends the Chiefs' three-peat hopes.
No.
I'm waiting to see these trades. As of right now, I'm going to say no because I think they're gonna have to go do something, and they will.
So it doesn't end their hopes.
Not yet.
They're 4-0.
All right, they don't get anybody. Does that end their hopes?
No.
They stick with the roster that they have. They put it all on Xavier Worthy.
They have a genius coach.
Well, they're going to get Pacheco back. I think
Pacheco might not even.
Are
come
you
back.
saying three-peat?
Yes.
I think it's going to be hard to three-peat without no.
So it ends the three-peat.
Yeah,
hopes.
I would say
No,
yes.
I
I
don't
say
think
yes.
so.
And what's going on with my headphones? Can you?
Is
guys hear me?
that what that is?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Okay.
I keep hearing like glitching. Don't you hear that?
All right.
It might be a
we
cord.
kind of talked about.
Sorry
this a
for those
little bit.
listening.
The fairy tale is over for the Jets. They still missed the playoffs.
Yeah. Next. Burns, don't even need to answer.
They make the playoffs.
Stop
I
it.
think they'll make the playoffs.
We're still in the fairy tale, huh?
Well,
You still believe in it?
You're not on
not a
that
fairy
board,
tale.
right? You're
No,
not.
absolutely.
Yeah,
The fairy tale's over.
I know you love him, Burnsy, but
Jaden Daniels not only wins the offensive rookie of the year, but he is in the MVP discussion.
Yes.
as of week 4, yeah. Yep.
Can he keep this up?
It doesn't look like as long
He's
as
not slowing-
guys stay healthy, I
And
think
he
so.
stays healthy because he throws himself.
Dude, he
into
does.
some
He's a
danger.
little reckless.
Yeah,
Yeah, a little reckless.
That's the only thing that made Durrell.
But I think it's as of now, yeah, you kind of got to put him in that category.
Yeah, I'm not going to put him there yet, but he is going to win the offensive rookie of the year.
I
But,
agree.
I'm going to keep my eyes on it though. The Rams need to trade Stafford and think about the future.
I just don't know if he's who do you
tradable.
like to Miami. Yeah, I would do that.
I mean, that's kind of why I brought it up.
Yeah, if it was
I think
to Miami.
Stafford
To Miami,
would run that
absolutely. Yeah,
offense.
he would.
Well,
Yeah.
I agree.
kind of teed that up.
Do you think he slings it better than Tua?
He slings it better. No,
Maybe in his or maybe a little earlier prime.
Accuracy-wise, Tua is more accurate. He's one of the most accurate passers in the
I like
NFL.
Tua. I'm not a Tua
but
hater.
he can sling it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can run that vertical offense.
I just
that
don't
we were
know. I
talking
don't
about.
know what you get for him. It's so late in his career and coming off some injuries. I don't know. But who's their backup? Isn't Stetson Bennett still in that organ? Is he still
Jimmy
around?
Garoppolo.
Is it Garoppolo?
Jimmy
G?
G's. Jimmy G.
Jimmy G.
Jimmy G's.
I think they do. I think it's time that they need to trade Stafford.
If they can get anything for him, yeah.
Well, I think there's a couple teams in.
You think the Dolphins would?
Well,
give
with
up that
guys
ass
like
for him?
yours coming out, like how do you work a trade to try to move up in draft picks to land a QB?
The Rams?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're saying
do they do that? And Miami's a
Yes,
team that
I would.
Okay, if I have Stafford and Tua now, and I can restructure those deals,
Yeah, I'm doing it. If it's me, I'm doing it.
I
I'm
agree.
trying.
and then the Dolphins need to tank for a quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think they tank for a quarterback?
Yeah.
Why not? Let's have fun. It's the Dolphins.
I think it's.
Do you want an honest opinion? I'm not fucking around. I don't know. I don't tank.
I don't think you can
they
tank
have.
for a quarterback.
I don't think that they have.
Because I think
they're gonna suck
as long as
anyway.
Tua wants to play and is capable of playing, I like Tua. I think they do need to find that
Like a
guy to step
second,
in.
third round.
No, the future. Like I don't know how long he's really going to want to play after some of this stuff. Maybe he does question it after next year and say, you know what, maybe this is something and so maybe they do need to find the future for like a Jordan Love or an Aaron Rodgers and give him a couple of years to develop and learn the offense. Thompson's not the answer. I think you draft a guy and set him up for success.
I didn't say he was.
I'm not saying this is my opinion. I'm not speaking for you.
My opinion is he's not.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
He's capable.
I don't think he's capable.
I don't think so.
He's got to be on the field to be capable.
Wait, he won.
He almost won a playoff
almost won.
game. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
In Buffalo,
You're an
that's
asshole.
a tough thing to do.
You're an asshole.
You
Burns.
can't do it.
It's not me.
I couldn't do it.
No, I know
It's
you
his
can.
fault.
He's better than you.
Obviously,
You're not capable.
Nobody's signing
All
me.
right, neither is the pack. They
Oh,
rushed.
gosh.
They
Bro,
rushed
I would
Jordan Love.
snap an ankle as soon as that ball was hiked. Well, I would be.
The Packers have made a huge mistake by rushing Jordan Love
Yes.
into last week's game, and it's going to cost them the
100%.
playoffs.
It won't cost him the playoffs, but it was a mistake.
Big mistake.
I mean, the second half he redeemed himself, but going back to talking about Mikey Keene taking 15 steps back, Jordan Love was doing that too and throwing from his heels because he's not 100%. And I think Malik Willis could have done the job there.
Doesn't cost him the playoffs, huh?
No. What we saw in that second half, if we get that this year, but
there's nothing. Who's going to slow down the Vikings? You're chasing the Vikings.
But that's
now.
what I'm saying. In the second half, they slowed them down. They scored 3 points.
Yeah, but then the second half, you're in Minnesota now, right? You had a chance to beat them at home.
They beat each other up at each other's homes usually. It's not going to.
All right, last one I got here. They did rush him back. They didn't need to, but Malik Willis, they would have lost by 25 had Malik Willis played in that game.
Who knows? Hypotheticals
I know.
Again.
I know.
Last one?
Because Jordan Love can air it out a lot better than Malik Willis, and the only reason they got back in that game as fast as they did is because of what he did. They did rush him back, but they would have lost anyway.
Love what you're saying here, because I think the game plan would have been different if Malik Willis was in there, because LaFleur changes
and the Vikings
based on
offense would have been the same. They would have put up the same points. They wouldn't have changed their game plan for Malik Willis.
And we may have
and
been
they would have
closer.
lost.
They probably would have brought more
20.
pressure. Yeah, pressure. They would
And
have.
he would have run on him.
No,
Love couldn't.
He would have
run.
thrown like 3 picks.
Well, we were
Love did.
all wrong. We were all wrong here.
The Saints.
And the Niners window has officially closed for a Super Bowl.
Calm your lips.
Calm your lips.
I think it's closed.
No,
Really?
it's not closed yet.
I think it's closed.
It's 4 games in. No way.
Are they 2-2?
I don't think Jordan Mason can last all year. I mean, we have Christian McCaffrey now not only has 1 Achilles issue, he has 2. It's going to take both legs to walk, let alone run.
Well, we'll see. We'll just see.
Hey, I like Mason.
We'll see Shanahan though. This is his chance to prove, like we said with McDaniel, you adjust to what you have, and if he can't do it,
he never has.
We'll see.
Any injuries have decimated his roster.
I think this is an area where
He never didn't he take Brock Purdy, the 3rd string quarterback, and take him to the NFC Championship, and he's never adjusted.
He did that?
Well, he's the coach. If McDaniels did that, he would have done it.
If McDaniel, do you think McDaniels could have done that with Purdy in that same offense?
With possibly, but I don't know.
You do have
Kyle
Christian McCaffrey,
Kyle
you got
Shanahan
Debo,
did
you got
Kyle
Ayuk,
Shanahan
you
did
got
it.
Kittle, you got a really good defense.
You got
Mostert's hurt right now.
Hill, Mostert, Waddle. You've got
a lot of guys hurt on Miami. I mean, we can.
That's
name them
the
all if you
issue?
want.
no,
That is an issue. Yeah, that's an issue, not the issue.
Oh, okay.
The issue is Tua's concussions. That's
The issue is that McDaniel can't adjust when there's injuries, and you tried to say that Kyle Shanahan couldn't, and I think that you realize that that's not true.
He's had 1 year to where one guy got hurt, but the other years he's missed the playoffs.
One guy got hurt, or did
Brock Purdy's
starting
the same guy.
quarterback
Be
and the
careful.
backup?
It's early. They're 2-2.
but the window's closed.
They're 2-2 right now,
It's not early.
and their 2 wins are not good.
They're wins. They're dubs,
Yeah.
baby.
That
They're
was-
dubs.
And their 2 losses are not good.
Doesn't matter. The
You
winning.
lost a
They just
conference
need to
game.
win. Like Pete Rose said, we got to win games. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
you do. You just
good
you
or
do have
bad.
to
Wins
win.
or wins. Nobody down the stretch. Nobody cares.
What if they bring Devontae in?
What's he going to do in that offense they're not already doing? They have Debo. They have Kittle.
I think I like the Buffalo idea a lot for Devontae. We'll have to
Jeff
see.
hates it.
We'll have to see.
I think it's a good spot for him. I don't like it. I
Yeah.
don't think it elevates the Bills.
I think Washington's the most intriguing for me, considering some of the young receivers he can affect there with a young quarterback that can play.
No, he goes to the Chiefs, and you're 3-peating, buddy.
Yeah, I'll take that. I just don't see in
Yeah,
division unless
You put him and
the
Kelsey
Chiefs
on the outside,
Unless-
let Kelsey run on the inside, and let Devontae run on
And
the
Worthy
outside.
Well, and
just
then
take off.
you get Pacheco back, like then it's a different ballgame. I just don't. We've talked about it. I don't think the Raiders move within division unless that's too good a deal for them to pass.
Yeah.
And if I'm the Chiefs, I'm making it too good of a deal.
If I'm the Raiders, I'm not trading him to the Chiefs.
Nah,
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
not to a
In
rival.
division.
No,
No.
I like the Saints too. But I for some reason I don't know. I just like the hype around Daniels right
The
now.
Raiders still have a chance in that division, even without Adams.
But Antonio Pierce doesn't want him.
The window of the San Francisco 49ers, I think, is closed. It's halfway closed. I think we're going to close it this year.
We'll let them decide. We'll let the people listening and watching.
We will
decide.
We will let them decide. I don't know if that's going to be a problem.
It's not a problem. We're still good. We're rolling.
All right, because we've got a low battery here.
We're good. Camera's
20%.
We're shooting.
What I'm getting at is it's not just the Niners that you have to worry about. Now you have the Commanders. Now you have the Eagles,
which is good for football.
Now you have
the Vikings,
the Buccaneers. You have the Vikings. You have the Packers. But the one that you really got to worry about is the Lions.
Yeah, I think so.
You got to worry about the Lions, boys.
I think the Lions are the
Lions are the Super Bowl team for the NFC. They are. And don't sleep on the Seahawks. They're good too. So I think the window has closed only because people are catching up. Not because of anything the Niners are doing. I think they're good. I think they're great. I think they are an NFC championship caliber team getting in that game. But if you lose one more, you lose Debo, and McCaffrey can't come back this year, I think it's going to be tough. That's all I'm saying. I think it's closing. I think it's halfway closed, and I think we close it this year.
We'll have to see, boys.
So, bang, bang, Niner gang, come at me. That's fine.
Get him. Sick him.
Nava.
Go at him.
Frazier.
Please. The floor is the audience's now.
Yes. Love floor is the audience.
Hey, boys, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to get.
I mean,
I think the baseball talk kind of took.
Hey, that was fun. I want to do more. I would kind of, do more baseball. Burns.
Watch your lips.